DS2.3 PLUS. Object again is NGC2683. I think I can put a label with, oh, Michael, do you use Webcam Max? Michael in New Hampshire, New Hamburg? Oh, split cam, okay. Okay, Jack, good. Jack, if I can ask you a question, how do I label the object? I guess I can use Webcam Max? Okay, okay, thank you. Let's see where that is. Artifacts. You said a T. Okay. This one here? Okay, so guess I can top right. This one here? Blue T. T. Yeah, I hit that. This one here, right? "45 seconds, Simon." Okay, what's the best one? Center? I think center would be good. You're welcome. And line, blue T. Background. This one here? Text. Okay. 26, it says 2683. Make sure I have the right one. This is, yep, 2683, okay. All right. Enter text, got it. And I guess, let me just see what this looks like. Okay. And I guess you just delete this once you're finished with that object. Okay, thank you. Now, I don't know if it's going to show unless I zoom back to 50%. Let's see. Okay. It's not there. Oh, okay, I see. It's on there. Okay, I'm thinking it's supposed to be on my picture. Okay, got it. All right, thanks. I wonder why, let me delete it again. Wonder why it didn't say NGC. There we go, okay, got it. Now we're in business. Okay. There we go. No, I was looking for it here on my screen on the preview. Oh boy, I'm half asleep. Obviously, it's going to be on the NSN preview. I was looking at it for it on the preview, MallinCam SkyRaider software preview. Okay. Now, a lot of people have been asking about the dark frame correction, how it would work. And obviously, if you capture your dark frames with your settings set to default, that means the black over to 0 and your white at 255 and all your color adjustments at default. As soon as you make changes to these settings, your darks won't match too well, especially if you make changes to the white point. So you can see some amp glow right across here and here and here across the bottom. Now it's not too bad because we're only at 45 seconds, gain is 50%. Oh, by the way, Jack, how do you zoom in? Do you just hit the drop down and choose 100% like this? Is that the zoom in feature? Or is there an actual zoom in? I guess that is the zoom in feature. Go back to 50%. Okay. Oh yeah, Michael, you did the manual. Thank you. I'll ask you also. Thank you very much. So if I... Okay, yes, and still the 50% goes to 60, 67. Okay, so that is the zoom feature. Okay, thanks, Michael. And I am using the mouse wheel to scroll through. Okay, so now now watch when I set this back to default. What happens? What we're basically doing is we're allowing more of the background brightness to enter now that the black point has been brought back to the left to 0. And we took away some of the the brightness in the stars and the core of the galaxy by moving this from 215 back to 255. These are all shades of gray. Okay. Now, what happened? Okay, camera stopped for some reason. And we're still on here, but the countdown is saying 0/45. Have you had that problem, Jack, with the camera timer, the timer stopping? Because it just stopped for me now. Okay, wow, that took a while to download. Yes, I am. That took a long time to download. It just downloaded now. Do you remember when I made the adjustments? I had probably 20 seconds left. Okay, let me see on the next refresh if this changes, how long it takes. Let me just raise the black to about there. We got 15 seconds to go. I'll be on for a while, Alistair. 5 seconds. Okay, 2 seconds, 1. Wow, that's fast. So I wonder why it just stuck for a sec. It didn't refresh right away. That was immediately. That was instant. That time, Jack, there was no delay. Actually, it was like instantaneous. It just downloaded right away. Let me try again. Okay. Could be, yeah. I was out earlier today, Michael, and you know, I haven't used the computer for months, and you have to do all the updates. Okay, 2 seconds, 1. I'm telling you, the refresh beats the timer. Before the timer hits 0, as soon as it gets to 1, it refreshes. Talk about fast. That is fast. Okay, so now what I was saying again is where do we set this white point? We got to determine what I'm going to use for the night. So I'm going to raise this to about 200. I mean lower it, because I can always, I'm going to leave the black point at 0 though. That doesn't matter. I'm getting excellent results with this filter. Yes. There we we go. That's 200%. Let me take it down to 150. That's 150%. And 100%. Thanks, Connie. Yeah, proper filtration, Jack. I'm a strong believer, like Jim Thompson. Filters can be bad, but they can be very good if you use the right filters. Proper filtration is key. This is the Lumicon Deep Sky, which allows infrared to enter. If you use filters that block out infrared, then that's not really a good idea on galaxies. On nebulas, it's not bad, it's okay. But on galaxies, you want the infrared to enter. Yes, it will. Well, let's leave this here at 200, okay? I'll show you right there. We're going to leave the white point at 200. Okay, Jack, now you've had a lot more practice with your camera than me. This is my first time. That is an excellent filter, by the way, Simon. That does allow infrared to enter. That is a very good filter. The IDIS P2, though, cuts off IR. So I wouldn't use the IDIS P2 for galaxies, but the Astronomic UHC does allow the full spectrum of anywhere from HA, sulfur 2, right up to infrared. Okay, Jack, now, if you look here, I have brightness at 0, contrast at -25, and gamma at 120. Now, yes, I can bring my peak over more this way by adjusting the gamma. What would you suggest here? Should I touch any of these settings on brightness, contrast, gamma before I take the darks? Please. Okay, you've been using default. I like a little bit of contrast. Let's see what it looks like with no contrast. Let's go to default. Okay, I'm going to leave everything at default. And this is the biggest drop I did. Contrast from -25 to 0. Let's see what happens in here. I bet you we lose some contrast quite a bit in the core of the galaxy. But let's see. I'm trying to get this set to where I'm going to leave it most of the time, because every galaxy is almost similar in brightness. Some vary, but a lot of them are very similar, so I can pretty well leave these settings set to where they are for the night. Okay. We got 25 seconds. Hi, Bill. Yeah, so I basically, everybody, what I'm trying to determine is what is my best settings that I'm going to use for the night as far as the white point goes. I'm not worried about black point. Don't worry about your black. It's the white point. I don't want to leave it at 255 because I am going to move this when I do my lights. And if I don't, with the dark field correction, it will not pick up the amp lows as much. If I leave it to 255 and take my dark field corrections and then lower this white point to 200, the darks don't have the white point lowered, so it won't match your lights. Do you know what I mean? So right now I want to leave my white point at 200 and take my dark field corrections at 200. Okay, now I'm determining the brightness contrast. Okay, we have 7 seconds. I think it already went through. Yeah, that already went through. Okay, so let me just put this contrast to about, let's just give it, probably just give it about 15. I'm going to leave everything else at default, okay, Jack? Alrighty, so let's cover up the scope. I am going to take, do you think, I think 45 seconds is enough. Again, gain, do you want me to leave the gain at 50%? Because I think that's pretty good there, about half. But what gain do you normally use? Okay, so 20, 30. Okay, so that's not too bad. I am guiding, so I could put the gain up to about 30. Let's try at 30. Now you have to have the camera off. Okay. I don't want to go too high with the gain. Okay. So we'll try 30, and let's do loop again at 45 seconds, and let's see what our histogram looks like. Now you'll watch this peak. The main thing you want to see is, does the peak right where the data is, right from here to here, from there to there, in there. You want to see if that's going to widen at all and raise. It will probably, the peak will probably just go more further to the right now that gain has been increased by 25 to 30. Can you see the histo? Okay, did you see that go back? Now it did widen a little bit. It did widen a little bit. Now you can see my green and blue are stronger a little bit. There's the blue. The green, they pretty well line up. Red's a little bit weaker. Not too much. It's actually strong according to the width of the peak, but it is a little bit further to the left a bit. So let's just do an RGB white balance, see? And all I do is I hit there, and then on the next refresh, let's see what happens. See if this lines up a little bit better. But it's not that bad, it's pretty good. Okay, so it lined up a little bit more, but that's good there, okay? I think the peak's perfect there, Jack. I think we're set for the darks. We're going to use for the night so far 30 gain, 45 seconds. Yeah, that looks good, and we're going to leave the white point. We're going to lower it and leave it at 200. 2. And you don't have to worry about your black point. That has nothing to do with raising the background brightness, so it has no interference with the amp glow. This is the one that will interfere with your amp glow. So you want that one where you're going to use it, okay? Okay, Jack. I'm going to cap the scope and take some darks. I'm going to take 3 45 seconds. All right, good. So everybody might be wondering, well, why is it so bright in the background? It doesn't look good. Okay, so all you have to do is you just take your black point, and you can go a little bit. Actually, you could probably go right to about there. I know I'm clipping here, but let's just see. Right at the peak there. There you go. That should look a lot better now. So I'm going to take my darks though, and then we'll apply them. Bring that back. Alright, so I'm going to leave that one on, and give me a few minutes. I'm going to cap the scope up. Actually, thanks, Simon. That was a good, that was a really, really good galaxy to determine. Yeah, a little bit of gray, because I'm pushing it right now, Tim, but I'm not worried about the graininess yet. This is just a single image. I'm really pushing the white, that's why it's so grainy. But let's see. All right. Yeah, it's a nice galaxy. Now you can see the amp glow. That's why now you can understand why I'm raising or lowering the white point to 200, so I can pick up some of this amp glow here, so we can subtract it out. Okay. All right. So let me just shut the guider off, and I'll show you how to take the darks. They're pretty easy to do. I'm just going to bring the. Let me just turn this off for a sec. bring the scope down so I can cap it properly away from the monitor. Let's go into video mode. I don't know why that one keeps resetting. That's video mode at 3 seconds.